Hello Rochdale fans and welcome to From the Stands Rochdale AFC. I'm hoping this is the place where you'll get all your news regarding the club that we love most. In today's episode we will be talking about the new players that we have brought in over the summer. We'll very briefly touch on last season and what you guys thought about that. And a little look into how Boreham Wood are going to play in the opening game this season. Let's get straight into the video. First of all, let's have a look at what a couple of you said on Twitter regarding last season. First up, we have Will, 6.5. Realistically, it was a really solid season, but all the missed opportunities hurt so much. I can honestly agree completely with you. High point was a last-minute winner at Altrincham. Low point was not probably Spennymoor, it was absolutely Spennymoor. Jensen, I hope you've stopped punching the wall now. Hope everything's alright. Solid 7 out of 10, he says. We dominated against mid-table outfits. We absolutely battered mid-table. We beat Aldershot, we beat Hartlepool, we beat Solihull. You know, these teams, you could go into the games knowing you were going to absolutely hammer them. And it was a very strange experience. Our recruitment last summer was great. We had hope for the first time in ages. Yeah, we definitely had that. We lost the lead in the last 10 minutes. Way too much because we weren't killing teams off. That is definitely down to a managerial problem, I would say. We were terrible against the press. Yep, Barnet, York, absolutely bobbed it on. I won't swear. No big game players. Yep, absolutely. Completely agree with you. The games against Oldham, York, Barnet, the players sort of just fell apart when it really mattered most. Nathan says 6 serious bottle jobs in all big games: Southend, Oldham and Spennymoor and Bromley. Yeah, those are the games. I think genuinely this season has haunted me. Well, not so much Oldham. I know we absolutely should have beat them, but I don't feel like the point was the worst. Spennymoor, that game will forever haunt me. Southend will forever frustrate me. Not due to a player problem. I think the selection Jim McNulty picked was well off, especially playing Liam Hogan and Ebanks at the back for the second half against a very good counter-attacking team. Doesn't make sense at all. And Bromley being 2-0 down inside 2 minutes is just unthinkable. Only to then go 3-2 up and then bottle it in the last minute again. Got says, honestly, probably a 6.5 or 7. Done well considering we didn't have a squad, just a decent 11, although games versus the bottom 4 should have been way better. Can you believe we went a whole season without it beating Ebbsfleet, who are arguably one of the worst teams to ever play in the National League, well, especially last season. FA Trophy was a disappointing low, which is weird because it was a high and a low, but yeah, the low against Spennymoor was absolutely appalling. Low point was the Cup semi-final defeat and also Bromley at home in the FA Cup. High is a top 4. Honestly, the fact that we finished 4th seems like a bit of a fever dream to me, really, because most of the season it looked like we weren't even going to get playoffs, and then to finish top of that echelon almost, and overtake teams like your Oldham, your Southend's, your Halifax, it was good in its own way. Daniel Metcalf says 6, so we've got a theme company. High point, winning against Altrincham and Gateshead at home, even though it was 1-0, we totally dominated them. Low point was York at home 4-0, Boston 3-2. The scoreline makes it seem closer than it was. Yeah, that was, in my head, genuinely, just thinking about it, I thought we lost 3-0. We were that bad. Adam says 7 out of 10, got 4th, which is really good, but bottled 2 chances to go to Wembley. As you can see, there's definitely a theme going on here. Kieran, if you told me at the start of the season that we'd finish 4th, I'd snap your hand off. I could not agree more. It's definitely a step in the right direction. Hopefully this season we can, maybe creep into that top 3, maybe even try and get our first title. Oliver Watmoff joins from Manchester City. The 17-year-old made 11 appearances for the under-18s and had 5 clean sheets last season, only conceding 12. Tom Miles joins after a successful trial following his release from Manchester United. He spent last season on loan at Northern Premier League side League Town. Meanwhile, in defence, experienced EFL player Joe Pritchard joins following his contract expiry at newly promoted side Oldham Athletic. David Tatonda bolsters the left centre-back position from Morecambe. Dan Moss also signs from fellow National League side Woking. Bryce Hosannah also follows Karen Gordon's footsteps as he makes his way from the coast to the Crown Oil Arena. Maidenhead captain Casey Petit joins for an undisclosed fee. Anthony Gomez is one of 2 players to join from Hartlepool United this summer. The born American Liam Humbles moves south following his departure from Gateshead. In attack, experienced veteran of the National League Emmanuel Disirouve signs from Hartlepool United, and Levi Amanchi has moved to Dale on loan from League 2 playoff side Walsall until January. In terms of key players, I've gone with Casey Petit. We've been needing a ball-winning midfielder alongside Harvey Gilmore for a while now to support the attacking wing-backs. His injury record is brilliant and hopefully is someone who we can rely on. Manny D has impressed in pre-season, scoring 3 and 5. Following the bitter exit of Cairo Mitchell, Dale fans feel Manny D is the target man we've been looking for. And finally for me, Joe Pritchard is the lower league James Milner. Full of experience, versatility, adds so much to this side. After pre-season, he's been playing a lot in left wing back. Pre-season started at an away fixture against FC United at Broadhurst Park with an impressive 3-0 win. Nothing really to report on this game other than fitness and morale really. Our first big test was the home game against League 2 side Grimsby Town. This was a good test to see where our squad fares up against the bigger sides. A 2-game week follows with Chorley the first of 2. Nothing really to add on this fixture to be honest. Secondly was League 2 side Barrow. A late penalty cost us the game, but a solid performance against an EFL side is always a positive. And finally, Man United under 21s proved to be a tougher test than I anticipated. Sam Maffa made a return as well as highly rated left back Harry Amas made an appearance, and I felt we controlled most of the ball, but I'm seeing the same patterns of play as last season, which to me is a little problematic. So this is how I feel we are going to set up for this season. It's exactly the same as last season. I've not seen anything particularly different other than personnel. Now if you look at the half spaces, as they're tactically now called, I do feel like Barlow controls these a lot more than Rodney does. Rodney does like to drift out onto this left hand side a bit more. But going into the season, I do feel like, again, Rowling's going to be up here, Gordon's going to be up here, Barlow to create this trio of overloads on that right hand side. Not so much the left, as I feel like Pritchard, just like Alaraki did last season, he gets to this byline, but they always tend to drop back and play the ball sort of around this area. Or if Beckwith is around, you know, it's sort of that way. And hopefully, I really hope this season that we get more crosses into the box, because Disirouve, in the 2 games that I've seen in pre-season, whenever the ball has gone into the box, he has won pretty much every header I've seen in our build-up. We're still very patient. We're sort of at this point where we've got Gordon over here, Pritchard's up here, Beckwith's out here, Ebanks is back on his own. But it seems to pretty much fall like this. Barlow drifts around, but it's just all about having this control. And I feel like we'll have this again, but again, judging by pre-season, we're not getting that many shots away, which is problematic, because it seems like the only way we're going to score is if we get the ball into the box. But the players look very reluctant to do that, and I feel that is down to a management issue. I'm going to start off this section by saying this is just a complete guess. Obviously, you can't really predict how pre-seasons are. The coverage of Boreham Wood over pre-season has not been great. They've not had the best of pre-seasons from what I've seen. But this is, I think this might be the lineup for them going in. This was the last starting 11 in their last pre-season game in which they've won. They've lost some very important players. Kwesi Apaya has left to go to Ebbsfleet. I don't know if anyone knows about that, but it seems a bit of a strange move given he scored 24 goals from last season and he's just dropped back down into that division unless he feels comfortable playing in that division. But it looks like they're going to pretty much match up to how we play, at least formation wise. The two key players I think we've got to look out for is Tom Whelan, a midfielder who won the National League South Team of the Season, along with Nathan Ashmore. Ilisami, as I previously mentioned, is very, very experienced player. They've just signed Jeff King from York, a very experienced right back. But they look like they could. I'm surprised they went down in the first place, to be honest, because I thought they were always battling for those playoff spots not too long ago. But I feel like it's hard on the first game of the season because, well, especially against a newly promoted team. You know, we've been there. We played Ebbsfleet, first home game in the National League, and we got beat. You know, we struggle against these sort of clubs. I do feel like they're going to be dropping back a lot more to try and counteract the Barlow and Rodney attack. I don't think I would start East personally. I think I would go with Petit and Gilmore. Maybe get Alaraki on in that left back position to really go forward. But that's pretty much what I've like. Like I said, it's very tough to judge how teams were in pre-season. I hope I'm spot on, because if I am, then I've done pretty well with this one. Thank you for watching this video of From the Stands Rochdale AFC. I appreciate again for your patience in this time of making this video. Make sure you leave a comment down below and let me know what you want to see. You know, what you'd like a bit more insight into that I can try and get hold of. The National League is quite difficult to get stats as such for, as it is obviously the higher divisions. But again, if you like this, like and subscribe, hit that bell, and hopefully I'll try and get a video out once, maybe twice a week if I can. If not, please just bear with me. Right, until next time, I'll see you soon.